morning. Sorry about that. 8th of July 2026. Today's song was mentioned in the song yesterday. I've written all the songs up, by the way, so if you want to go back and look at some of them, you can. It took quite a while, sorry about that. I think I've figured out what's wrong with the comments, so we'll get that sorted today. The song is Send Me the Pillow That You Dream On. So, 8th house, death and rebirth, Aries and Saturn truth, your truth. Today's card is the Strength card, but it's neutral unless it comes out again. It's a Leo energy. But a lot of Aries and Leo energy, fire energy, aren't we? And Sagittarius. So, in some decks, this card is the Libra card because they interchange the 11 and the 8. But originally, the 8 is the Strength and the 11 is Justice, Libra. It is in its own number. 5th house is Leo, so we've come to that point in time again. We do it a lot in retrograde. The crossroads. And we've come to that crossroads because we've got Sagittarius energy, which is finding balance and knowledge. So we have learnt a very hard lesson that's brought us to this point. And we've come out stronger on the other side. So now we're at a crossroads. We know that we have to take the path less travelled, possibly the one we don't want to take. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. We have the 14 there. Tony, Philip, Emily and Kerry that I know of, but you may know other people connected to that number. Living at that number, born on that date, passed on that date, or it may be a date for your diary that's important. It brings you balance. But there is cowardice here. And it's neutral, so it's today's card, but there is cowardice, there is greed, power, illness, bad temper, all involved in this situation where you have the moral high ground. You will not find peace there. You are going to have to battle with something or someone, because this is a codependent situation where either someone relies on you or you rely on them. Somebody is in a situation because they have to be, not because they want to be. There is no independence here. There is also problems with finances, career, your self-worth, or their self-worth, and you feel unable or unwilling to speak. Those born in the year of the rabbit could be very important. It's Taurus energy, the neck and throat issues, and the drama queen. Two women mentioned here. You could say a third, but 2 women. Fire and earth. A drama queen of any gender. Someone who demands things instead of being humble. They want the status, they want the finer things in life, and if they don't get them, everyone knows about it. This is my Violet Elizabeth card. So Violet's the flowers, Elizabeth the name, Bonnie, Langford, Dennis, Waterman, William. Schoolboys, neighbours, but above all the drama queen. She wants what she wants. So let's have a look at the chart then, because we've got a lot to go on. We've got Aries in the dice. So it's Aries moon, well done Spirit. We've got Saturn in Aries, which is the truth. And now we've got Saturn, well done Spirit. Saturn in Aries in the dice. Neptune in Aries. Midheaven in Aries. And Pallas in Aries. Part of Fortune also in Aries. The 8th house is Aquarius. It's about not dimming your light, facing the chaos. We talked about that yesterday. Sagittarius is the main player. So Lilith is in Sagittarius. So that's what not wanting to comply. And the 6th house of health issues. And we have small part, Leo and Taurus. So Venus is in Leo, that's Venus. So that's negative. Jupiter is in Leo. And it's the 2nd house of your value and worth. So somebody thinks they're more valuable than they actually are because they don't have the moral high ground. Status does not mean that you are a worthy person. 8th house is, like I said, Aquarius. So, that being said, let's take another round. So, the most important one there is the 14. Valentine, Sagittarius, Artemis, Diana, Tony, Philip, like I said, Emily, Kerry. It could be the 14th of this month. 9 years is mentioned again. I think it was mentioned yesterday. Yeah. Now we have Scorpio, which is 8th house. A small player, but important, or it wouldn't be mentioned. And it's only mentioned in the 5th house, which is usually Leo's house. So they're making a point, things that go on in the dark, shared resources and the reproductive organs. So financial connections that are not good. Again, you have the moral high ground. And now we can take action. Yesterday we couldn't. Now we can. We are being given the gift of a wand from Spirit to cast your spells, to take action. Wands are action. Just one day, today. Oh, that one came out by itself. Yeah. Find your tribe. Your tribe are the people that treat you as an equal, that don't try to control you, don't treat you as less than. There are those who see when they're shown, and those who will never see. They will never understand your point of view. Yeah, 19 negative. Another Leo energy. Somebody is deliberately keeping you in the dark, 5th house, deliberately blocking your path and stealing your happiness. Karen. The name Karen could be important. Nightmare situation, like we said, but this nightmare could have been over at any time because that door has always been open. You just chose not to go through it. And it talked about the open door yesterday in the song. You are growing through pain. This is the mother energy. If you have a mother in spirit, she is talking to you. Taurus again. Those two cards are the same. This is the minor arcana of that. Taurus, Venus, the boar. Those born in the year of the pig. Mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children. Happiness will return, but you will have to grow through pain. So Taurus is now even more important. Chiron, a healing is taking place after pain. And it's in the 11th house of your hopes, wishes and dreams. Time to fly. So, the fairy godmother's coming to chuck you off that cliff and make your wings on the way down. You have to put things right in this retrograde, because we're in retrograde with a few things now. Mercury till the 23rd. I think Pluto, and there's another one, but I can't remember. This has been 7 years in the making, if not more, because we've got the 9 years as well. We do not just chuck out the old. That's unnecessary. We don't waste. However, we do not suffer in silence either. We have to cut away what no longer serves us. We have to strengthen the root system. So this is the apple tree. We trim the branches that don't bear fruit. We feed the roots. We do not chop the apple tree down for firewood. So we take the good from the past and leave the rest behind. Because you are about to go on a new journey. The cycle begins again. The Fool's Journey. Dick Whittington. Richard, Katie, Zoe. You hold the key to your future. Life is supposed to be an adventure. It's possibly a shock to the system, but you have to jump off that cliff, make your wings on the way down, because the fairy godmother's going to chuck you off. So ready or not, you have to take a different path. So we talked about Dick Whittington. We know that he didn't want to feel like a fool. He went off telling everybody that the streets of London were paved with gold. And everybody in the village laughed and said what a fool he was. And he got to London and realised the streets were not paved with gold. But he felt he couldn't go back. He couldn't face looking the fool. So he stayed and became the Lord Mayor of London. He made it. He didn't go back. It doesn't matter what makes you realise you can't go back, but that switch was off. He knew he couldn't go back to how things were because he was always constantly looked down on. So he didn't want to be that fool anymore. This is going to cause some heartache, some separation, some loss and sorrow. Something has come between you and what you want, and it's painful. There is confusion here. Doesn't have to be romantic, could be anything. Friends coming between you and a partner, money, possibly money because it's joint finances, other people's opinions, family, etc. Possible minor surgery, especially on the heart. Something from the past is returning. It could be an argument, it could be someone else, but they are coming between you. This is not good memories of the past. But you have the moral high ground. There's a Scorpio, 8th house, in the major arcana. So they've given us both the women there. We've got the minor arcana and the major arcana. So Scorpio. Somebody wants to stay in the comfort zone, but you can't. You're at that crossroads. You must take a different path. Spirit are telling you. No two ways about it. If you don't, you will just receive the same again. So Scorpio then, where is it? Yeah, the fifth house, like I said, things that go on in the dark. You will not make your wings, those wings that you need to fly off that cliff. You will not make them if you stay where you are. Because if you help a butterfly out of the cocoon, then their wings aren't strong enough to fly. The process of them battling out of that cocoon, the pain that you go through to get out of this situation is what will make you strong enough to succeed afterwards. So you can't enable people, you can't help people to success. They have to do it themselves. Yeah, Spirit is giving you another gift. So now we are creating something, because the wand is the phallic symbol for the male, the cup is the phallic symbol for the female. So the divine masculine and the divine feminine are bound to come together to create something positive and new. A full cup, your happiness, but it's if you're ready to receive it, because somebody here doesn't want to go through the process of what's needed to receive it. There's apathy, there's boredom, neither of them are happy, but they will not acknowledge it. They will not be open to happiness. So they'd rather stay miserable together. Your enemies need to be overcome, even if that enemy is yourself, because there is an enemy within. These are not your people. This is not your tribe. They will never treat you as an equal. Yeah, it's over. And it's time to acknowledge that. There could be a passing, an actual death, but this is usually an end to pain, physical and emotional. A time where you can now heal and become strong again. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Enough is enough. The switch that turns you off. And somebody here is growing very, very impatient. So, let's have a look then. 8th house, like we said, is the reproductive organs and shared resources. It's the year of the snake. It ended well before now, and you should have been preparing last year in the year of the snake for this new beginning. But some of you hang on a lot longer than you should. So, funeral parlours, cemeteries, labour wards, ancestral property, the colour black. Interactions, shared resources, the Scorpio female there. Where's she gone? There she is. Sexual unions, like I said. Integration, self-sacrifice, expanded awareness, inheritance and other people's money. So there could be a battle over inheritances. In the complex 8th house, there is secrets and the universe needs them to be revealed. This goes beyond your self-awareness to the universe. It's Plutonian, so I'm sure Pluto's in retrograde, and a death must be met. Here we are. It must be a death of a person, a state of mind, an end of an era, whatever it is. At a mundane level, the 8th house is about shared resources, so your finances. This has to come to an end because this person is too demanding. And this is the sort of person that demands everything from you, but as soon as they get an inheritance, you see none of it. This is how greedy someone is or how giving they are. But some people will give to buy affection. Inheritances can be physical or psychic, including ancestral patterns and potential. An elusive, no, we haven't got that. We've got Aries and Saturn. Saturn could suffer losses, inherit a substantial legacy and flair for business. So losses of an inheritance, something that was yours has been taken from you. But it's also sexual unions, separate identities, wanting to merge with another. And being honest about it, basically. So Saturn then. This placement holds natural impulsiveness in check. So you are stopping yourself from acting, frequently resulting in frustration, impatience, yes. But also providing discipline. So it's lent you patience and discipline. To move forward, once you find the motivation, once you find that passion, you will move and it will be swift. So, Aphrodite in the reverse. So, let's have a look. I'm going to stop saying so at the beginning of every sentence. It must look very strange in the transcript. Aphrodite, is she a main player? I'm not sure that she is. We'll have a look. She must be. So Aphrodite, we get a little bit of an extra story here. Demeter, Kali, Hecate. No, let's have a look. Aphrodite, 52. That may mean something. So, Aphrodite is the Greek goddess of love and beauty. This would suggest otherwise because she's reversed. Her symbol is the mirror, so you need to look at yourself in the mirror. And girdle of desire, which makes her irresistible to men. Aphrodite is known as lover of laughter, fair voyage, and she who turns us to love. Where Aphrodite heads, flowers spring up, and the dove, so peace, the rose, the apple are all sacred to her. But there is no peace or love where we are now. That's why she's reversed. Aphrodite is also known as the Golden Aphrodite, or Aphrodite Pandemus, of the people. Her conception was a little unusual. She is said to have been born in the sea at Paphos in Cyprus, so possibly a water sign, from the sacred phallus of Uranus, the Sky Father. Discarded when his son Kronos castrated him for his cruelty in not allowing his mate Gaia, the Earth Mother, to let her son see the light of day. So, there may have been a child lost, an infant lost, or a miscarriage, and a lot of cruelty. The phallus fell into the sea and there may be a henpecked husband as well. Alchemy became the opposite of the oppressive male, the female goddess of love and beauty who can seduce the most aggressive male. So the heart wants what the heart wants. Once you love, it cannot be taken away. Zeus, the king of gods, married her to Hephaestus, the lame blacksmith god. So someone with a scar on the leg, limp or amputation, which we know as Chiron. Whereupon she embarked on a passionate affair of a much sexier Ares. So Ares could be important. We've already mentioned them, the god of war. And was caught in bed with him. So an affair perhaps, captured by a golden net which the crafty Hephaestus had rigged up for that very purpose. So someone's being found out maybe. Even if you come from the higher echelons of society, so a demanding female, with status issues. Aphrodite, you are always have the common touch. She does not. Aphrodite Podemus means belonging to all the people. A prince or a refuse collector can be warmed by Aphrodite's smile, so she doesn't care how much you earn, and be made to feel he is the most important man in the world. The late Diana, we've already said about Diana, Princess of Wales, and she keeps coming out, doesn't she? Displayed this gift par excellence. Your sunny warmth and charm means that you will naturally shine in the world of communication and public relations. You could sell snow to Eskimos if you put your mind to it. Many Aphrodites become models or actresses. However, you may have a tendency to drift through your career without any real sense of direction, focusing instead on the man in your life. You have a wonderful kind of luck that can shield you in life and the knack of being in the right place at the right time. But this Aphrodite has missed out somewhere, even though she has the moral high ground. Something's gone wrong. You are not afraid to move on through life and find the next excitement around the corner. There we go. New adventure. She does, though, have in common with that the love of luxury, comfort and beauty. They're attacking me throat now. Whether it be found in a painting or a child's face. But you have no interest in accumulating money for its own sake, or developing an interesting little portfolio like Athena. How are you reacting as you read this? Are you delighting in the description of yourself so far, or does it make you feel like an airhead, an intellectual lightweight? It's very easy to downvalue your Aphrodite gifts, but in doing so, you are doing yourself a disservice. Society tends to focus on Aphrodite's sexuality and splits it off from her other gifts of warmth, inspiration, and kindness. But you need to live out all aspects of Aphrodite. You are, and always have been, essentially a free spirit, and live for the moment, the full. You are a true child of the sun. In today's society, women who live unashamedly for love... God, what is it? Sorry, there is nothing wrong with me, so it's just them. And connection with others are rare and precious. Aphrodite is sex and love, as well as warmth, inspiration, and kindness. Patriarchal society does not value Aphrodite's gifts. The only part of her that is handleable is her sexuality, which can be manipulated and split off from her other qualities into being a sex object. And objects are expendable and can be treated as such by a society obsessed with possessions and conquests, which they discard, like I said, like the apple tree, and move on to the next desirable object. You are not an object, you are a person. If you view yourself through the eyes of conventional society, you will start to feel ashamed. Remember, these are not your people. You are a free spirit. You need to find your tribe. You will start to feel ashamed of your interest in sex, ashamed of your desires to display your body, ashamed of your warm heart, your sensuality, your love of fun and laughter, ashamed of your lack of interest in getting on in life. Boredom, it bores you to tears. Feel ashamed of your body can, in extreme cases, lead to self-abuse in the form of starvation or overeating. Shame in your sexuality can result in a stream of furtive affairs and wrecked relationships. It may be that as a teenager your sexuality was unacceptable to one or both parents. A young woman needs respectable and safe affirmations of her attractiveness from her father. If she does not get it, she may spend the rest of her life trying to get daddy in different guises to love her. Young Aphrodite needs affirmations from her mother as well. You've got it there. She needs to teach and guide her in how to handle her sexuality and how to prize and value herself as a woman. An insecure mother controls her daughter's sexuality by shaming her, which produces wounds that go deep to the core of her womanhood. Your challenge is to develop your own set of moral standards and values that you can live comfortably with. Enjoy your body, your sensuality, whether you are a size 6 or 16. Engage your mind, not in repressing your sexuality, but in creating the sort of life that can be lived fully and safely without shame or deceit. Aphrodite, you are the person that friends hesitate to leave alone in a room with their partner. It's rarely malicious stealing with intent. It's just that you like the opposite sex and you show it. You display your liking with lots of eye contact and laughter. Before you know it, you can't imagine how you have won a man's or a woman's heart. It is not just your beauty, it's your warmth and genuine interest. And you are not doing that because somebody is trying to control you. Somebody is telling you you cannot. Your ladylike exterior does not conceal your love of sex, sensuality and pleasure. Aphrodite is also mistress of inspiration. You love to collect around you groups of people to discuss issues of the day, so brain sex. In doing so, you may become an inspiration for those around you. Many Aphrodites become a muse for an artist or a fashion designer. It is not difficult for you to attract people, but the sort of people you attract can be overbearing or, like I said, nitpicking, a henpecker, or a macho man. If you're a female, you may be determinedly chauvinistic, but you can enter a relationship completely convinced that he has a softer, more artistic side, and the same for you men. You get conned. However, when the initial sexual thrill wears off, you will realise that you are married to either a handsome hunk or a Barbie doll who is well endowed with except sensitivity and brain cells. In your rush to seduce them, you forgot that there were all the hours to fill when you could not be horizontal together. If you are an Aphrodite, you will then pack up your mirror, your makeup, your clothes, and head off in search of fresh conquests, leaving a bewildered person wondering where they went wrong. So, Aphrodite rules luck and good communication, and the minute there's no communication and there's no luck, you have to make it yourself. You may meet someone who is significant to you, or may already have, by accident or synchronicity. Your current relationship may deepen as an acquaintance becomes a friend becomes a lover becomes a spouse. Aphrodite is the bringer of peace and healer. There is no peace here, like I said, you're going to have to fight for it. Of the discord through balm and laughter and good humour. There is none because somebody's stealing your happiness. She invites you to look after your body, be more in tune with your needs and wants, look to your body for answers and questions. What is your gut feeling about this person or project? And what does your heart say to you about that house move? Whatever this is, that heart is broken and you are not listening to it. So, let's have a look. We'll have the lesson. Heartache, sorrow, loss and separation. Even if you dislike the person, trust me, I know, it is, you have to grieve the loss of a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, because it's time that you could have had doing something better. There it is, Eros again. Cupid, Valentine, Sagittarius, Diana, Artemis, whatever you want. Eros. This somebody doubted someone they loved. And it was a very, very, very sad situation. But as with Pluto return, they will return, or that love will return in a different guise, because Eros returns. So, hang on, wrong book. Where is it? So doubt. Somebody doubts their love, themselves, whatever it is. It's the green heart chakra. So the heart wants what the heart wants. Don't ignore your heart. Eros, the Greek god of love, born the son of Aphrodite. So there's Aphrodite, can't make it up, and there's her son. So he is considered to be the most beautiful and youngest of all Greek gods. He is depicted as the youngest winged boy, holding a bow and arrow in his hand, and is often represented as Cupid. The 14th of February. Now we have the 14. Well done, Spirit. Eros fell in love with Psyche, and because he was so beautiful, he insisted that she would never look upon him for her own safety. So, secrets there, and therefore would only meet him in the darkness of night. In the dark, somebody keeping you in the dark. After much pressure from her family, who are not her tribe, they don't have her best interests at heart, who did not believe her story of his beauty, Psyche tricked Eros by lighting a lamp. She exposed him. As she saw his beauty, she began to tremble, and as she did, hot oil from the lamp fell onto Eros and burned him. In physical and emotional pain because she doubted him, he flew away wondering why she had. So Aphrodite then comes out battling the mother, angry mother, to rescue her from, seeks revenge on Psyche. However, Eros heals from his wounds, so finally when he realises that love conquers all, he returns to Psyche to rescue her from his own mother. So from this mother energy, they then marry and live out their lives together. Like Eros, your commitment to your family and friends, whom you love, is overwhelming. You give your all and never think twice about the energy you put into the relationships, as you are very satisfied with how it makes you feel and how much you are loved in return. If not, you shouldn't be there. At times, though, you do not feel that's true. And this is one of those times. You have little to fear, no fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway, as your loved one is possibly preoccupied or bored at present and not giving you attention that you are normally given. She doesn't like not getting attention, the drama queen. They have no idea that you're feeling left out right now. These past fears of abandonment are influencing you at present. Just recognise these feelings belong in the past and let them go. And if you can't let them go, you shouldn't be there. Give your loved ones a moment and a bit of space to get back on their feet, and everything will return to normal. But that is up to you as to whether normal is a nice thing at the minute, because with that card being reversed, I don't think it is. So someone needs rescuing from the pain. And it's not, it goes both ways. It's not just Psyche. Eros needs rescuing from the pain he suffered as well. So we're going to have one of these. Send me the pillow that you dream on, the song. Somebody is separated from a love. Someone they care about, and they're starting to doubt that love. You should never doubt love. It's unconditional. True love. Yeah. Surrender to it. Don't give in to your enemies. Let go, be free, and go with the flow. So open yourself up. Spirit will give you fair winds, but you must choose your own path and set your own sail. So number 12 is about your sacrifices. What have you given up? Surrender is freedom and flow. She has let go of everything that's holding her back. There you go, the Fool. She is willing to take the leap. She's going to make her wings on the way down. She is ready to fly and be free, unrestrained. If you can feel the sense of peace that has come over her, and she is open to whatever's coming her way, eyes closed, trusting that what lies ahead is exactly what she needs and is asked for, and so must you. Surrender is here to teach us that hard lesson, that whatever you are holding on to, maybe it's time to let go and let yourself be free. Stop being stubborn. Sometimes we hold on to behaviour or beliefs that have served us in the past but no longer do so. By drawing this card, it's time to take a look at the patterns or situations that have been holding you back and ask yourself, is this really in my best interest? If not, you must take the steps to change. Let go and move on. Start following the path that gives you joy. There you go, you're at this crossroads. Are you going to carry on in this insane situation, or are you going to find a different path and move somewhere else? Surrender may also be trying to tell you to be yourself. Do not follow the crowd if that isn't you. Create your own path and be true to yourself. You are a free spirit. Follow your intuition, that gut feeling that will never let you down. That is your true self and your spirit guide. The more you listen to your intuition, the more in touch with yourself you will become. What a wonderful feeling of freedom. That's the Fool. Free. When you no longer have to worry about what's ahead. Take your hands off the steering wheel and step into the flow. So stop trying to control. Go with the flow. Don't take your hand off the steering wheel while you're driving. And Paul could be important. Somebody's very bogged down by other people's demands. When do you choose you? $25. This is your life story, your book, if you like. Spirits see your life from start to finish. They know how it ends. You do not. This is your Book of Shadows. The Wiccan Book of Shadows is a record of rituals, beliefs, prayers, and magical law. While they are published books of shadows, each practitioner will have a personal book as well. For Wicca is a tradition that greatly values individualism and rejects dogma. The Book of Shadows is a tool, not a set of commandments. So unlike the Bible, it does not tell you how to live. It just is a written diary, if you like, of your life journey. So maybe you do keep a diary or do a blog. I don't know. This is a time to deepen your knowledge. So that's where we started, gaining knowledge. Through study, including but not limited to reading. Seek out teachers who will encourage you to think for yourself. So people will try to give you advice. Don't take advice from others, especially if you wouldn't want to be them. Put your study into practice through meaningful rites and spell work. Knowledge, law, learning. Walk the path of wisdom. How do you challenge authority? Because you must, because somebody is trying to control you. And I really keep getting it and I don't like it. So, I really are affecting me throat. I'll be glad to come off camera for a little bit. See, somebody's not free. It's reversed. That is freedom. That is stuck. Codependency. Where are we? There. That is that. The sun is blocked. And somebody isn't getting their high performance material life that they want. And everybody's going to suffer because they're not getting what they want. That is designer bags, shoes, whatever it is, high maintenance, posh cars, nice house, all that. So that's not Aphrodite. It's become a heavy burden. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye-bye.